Daily Reflection for Peaceful Life. Hello, dear friend. Thank you for spending these few quiet minutes here today. Life gives us many reasons to become angry. Someone speaks unfairly. A plan falls apart. We feel ignored, misunderstood, or disappointed. Sometimes our anger appears suddenly. At other times, it quietly builds over days or even years. Many people have learned two common ways of dealing with anger. One is to explode. The other is to bury it. Yet neither usually brings lasting peace. Today, let us reflect on another possibility. Perhaps anger is not an enemy that must be defeated. Perhaps it is a messenger asking us to listen carefully. Anger needs understanding, not suppression. When we hear the word anger, we often think of shouting, arguing, or losing control. But anger itself is a natural human emotion. Modern psychology recognizes anger as one of our basic emotional responses. It developed to alert us when something feels threatening, unfair, or harmful. In many situations, anger is simply information. It tells us that something important needs our attention. The problem is usually not that anger appears. The problem is what happens next. If we immediately react without awareness, anger can easily become hurtful words, damaged relationships, and decisions we later regret. But if we become curious about it, anger can become an opportunity to understand ourselves more deeply. Scientific research supports this gentle approach. Studies in emotional regulation have found that trying to force emotions away often has the opposite effect. When people constantly suppress their emotions, those emotions may return even more strongly later. Suppression is also associated with greater stress and reduced emotional well-being. On the other hand, learning to recognize, name, and understand emotions is linked with healthier relationships, lower stress, and better psychological resilience. In other words, emotions are often easier to work with when we acknowledge them instead of pretending they do not exist. This agrees beautifully with mindful awareness. Mindfulness is not about making emotions disappear. It is about seeing them clearly without immediately becoming controlled by them. Imagine anger as a warning light on the dashboard of a car. The light is not the problem. It is simply telling you that something deserves attention. Covering the light with tape does not repair the engine. Ignoring it does not solve the problem. In the same way, pretending we are not angry does not bring genuine peace. Understanding does. The Buddha encouraged careful observation of our inner experience. Rather than becoming lost in emotions, we learn to notice them with wisdom. We might silently say, "There is anger," instead of, "I am an angry person." This small difference changes everything. One statement describes a passing experience. The other becomes an identity. Our emotions visit us. They do not define who we are. Think about the weather. A storm may fill the sky with dark clouds. Heavy rain may fall. Strong winds may shake the trees. But eventually, the sky changes again. No storm remains forever. Our emotions are much like this. Anger rises. Anger changes. Anger passes. Knowing this helps us avoid believing that our present emotion will last forever. When anger appears today, perhaps you can gently ask yourself a few questions. What is this anger trying to protect? What expectation has been disappointed? What hurt lies underneath? Sometimes beneath anger we discover sadness, sometimes fear, sometimes exhaustion, sometimes loneliness. Many therapists describe anger as a secondary emotion because it often covers deeper feelings that are more vulnerable. When we patiently explore those deeper feelings, the intensity of anger often begins to soften naturally. Consider a simple example. You send an important message to someone. Hours pass. There is no reply. You begin feeling irritated. Soon you tell yourself, they don't respect me. Your anger grows stronger. But later you discover that their phone battery died, or they were helping a family member in an emergency. Nothing outside changed except your understanding. The anger dissolved because your interpretation changed. This reminds us that our minds often create stories before we know all the facts. Pausing before reacting gives wisdom a chance to catch up with emotion. Neuroscience also offers encouraging insights. When strong emotions arise, the brain's emotional systems become highly active. At the same time, the parts of the brain involved in thoughtful decision-making may temporarily become less effective. This is one reason people sometimes say things they later regret. Fortunately, slowing down, even for a few breaths, helps restore clearer thinking. Taking several slow breaths activates the body's relaxation response and supports better emotional regulation. A few calm moments can prevent many painful words. Understanding anger does not mean accepting harmful behavior. If someone treats you unfairly, healthy boundaries may still be necessary. Compassion does not require allowing abuse. Wisdom includes kindness toward others and respect for ourselves. We can speak firmly without speaking harshly. We can disagree without hatred. We can protect ourselves without losing our inner balance. One helpful practice is to become curious whenever anger appears. Instead of asking, "How do I get rid of this feeling?" try asking, "What can this feeling teach me?" Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need honest communication. Maybe you need forgiveness. Maybe you simply need a quiet moment before responding. Often, understanding reveals the next wise step more clearly than reacting ever could. Imagine holding a cup of muddy water. If you keep shaking the cup, the water remains cloudy. If you place it down and wait patiently, the mud slowly settles. The water becomes clear on its own. Our minds work similarly. When we constantly react to anger, clarity remains difficult. When we allow stillness, understanding naturally begins to appear. Today, if anger visits you, remember that you do not have to fight it. You do not have to obey it. You do not have to hide it. Simply notice it. Breathe with it. Become curious about it. Treat yourself with the same patience you would offer a good friend. Little by little, this gentle awareness transforms the way we meet difficult emotions. Not by force, but through understanding. As we come to the end of today's reflection, take one slow, comfortable breath. Notice your body. Notice your mind. Whatever emotions are present today, may you meet them with wisdom instead of fear. May you discover that understanding is often the first step toward peace. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me. If today's reflection brought you a moment of calm or a new perspective, I warmly invite you to return for our next daily reflection for peaceful life. Until then, may your heart be gentle, your mind be clear, and may peace accompany you wherever you go.